Hello, thanks very much for clicking on the video link and joining us for another in the series of Idle Chat for the American Bar Association's Section for Dispute Resolution. Today I'm talking with a colleague in Kenya, Africa. Hello, Kennedy, how are you?
I'm fine, Natalie. Thank you for having me.
Of course, it's my pleasure. And tell me a little bit, you're on the east coast of Kenya, correct?
Yeah, east coast of Kenya, a place called Malindi, 2 hours from Mombasa.
Okay, fantastic.
Mombasa is a second biggest city of Kenya.
And is it a thriving environment for mediation and arbitration, or is it coming slowly through your area?
Arbitration as caught on is mainstream, just as litigation, but mediation is coming on slowly, and the courts have embraced mediation. I'm actually on the panel of the court annex mediation, so the courts have embraced mediation. I mean, the challenge remains with the legal fraternity to come on board. And
right.
There's a lot of awareness about mediation among the public. So one of our key stakeholders that we want to get on board are the advocates.
Well, we can do that. We can have conversations with those folks and help out, because the mediation that you and your colleagues provide to the citizens of Kenya is an imperative access to justice.
Sure it is.
It is. All right, well, Kennedy, I have drafted about 120 different questions on these cards, not one of them any degree of seriousness. And so I'll just give them a shuffle here. We'll mix up the questions, and then you and I will have an idle chat.
That's interesting.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Kennedy, what game have you spent the most hours playing?
Well, football or soccer. I mean, let's call it football. Yeah, soccer is different. Yeah.
And what position do you play?
I play number 11. That's left wing on the flanks.
All right. All right. I will admit to you, that is not my sport. I'm not a runner. No. If you see me running, you need to follow, because there's something really bad happening. I don't run.
In another life, I'm a very good athlete. I do the half marathons too.
Wow. Okay.
Do the half marathons, the 20 kilometer, mainly sponsored by corporations, for maybe the Heart Foundation or any other charity activity.
Yeah, you and I are on opposite ends of the spectrum for sport. Yeah.
What is it?
Well, so my preference is downhill skiing, where gravity does all the work.
I thought so, because if you're in France, then I think skiing is a great sport there.
Yeah, it's very popular in France, and where I grew up in the Rocky Mountains of the United States, everyone skis. And but it doesn't take that much work on your part. Gravity does all of the work for you. So, all right. Who's your favorite musician or band, or even just a single song, so that when someone says, "Hey, Kennedy, what should I listen to? What should I add to my musical repertoire?" What kind of advice do you give them?
I'm a bit old school, and I love a range of music, but an artist, but ABBA stands out for me, and I love the song Fernando.
I like ABBA. I like their music, and I really admire their sense of fashion.
Now that they're making this tour, I mean, yeah. So that immediately caught my attention. Yeah, I've loved ABBA for the longest time.
Kennedy, next question. If you built a hotel that had a theme, what kind of theme would you use in your hotel?
Wow, that's a hard one. I love murals. I love all sorts of murals. The hotels that I go to, I really take time to look at the murals that are done the lobby, and what kind of theme? I would pick a theme from the great safaris that happen around my circuit.
That would be really nice. Yeah.
Pictures of the big five. We call them the big five animals: lions, buffaloes, the giraffes, and yeah.
All right. So you'd have safari murals.
Safari murals, yeah.
I think that would be really beautiful.
Yeah.
That would be really beautiful. And apropos, oh, Kennedy, you don't have to answer this one if you don't want to. You might get in trouble at home. What is your least favorite chore to do around your house?
Wow. Sometimes we argue a lot with my spouse about whose turn it is to do the dishes. So that's my least favorite. and yeah, that's when my conflict resolution skills come in handy. I mean, we just have to find a middle ground. The dishes have to be done, and we have to share cows. Now, that's the least that interests me. The
one that is interesting to you the least. And do your mediator skills bring you out on top more often than not, or do you still have to do your fair share?
Well, I have to do my fair share.
You know, my friend,
the mediation skills would just they bring me back to reality that, hey, look, there must be a middle way. So you have to do what you have to do at the time you agree.
Yeah, it is a universal truth for all of us.
Because it grounds me, my mediation skills grounds me in every sort of argument that I have going, either with my spouse, the kids, friends outside.
For sure, for sure. And there's no way around some of those things. Absolutely right. All right. Where, my friend, is your favorite place to take a walk?
In the world, or where, or how?
Absolutely your choice. Do you like downtown Mombasa with all the hustle and the bustle? Do you like walking in nature, on the beach? What's your preference?
On the beach, I have an affinity with the beach. When I was in Malibu, that's 2019. The beach was one of my favorites. I know when I just wanted time away from school. Yeah, so the beach is my best place for nature walk.
The beach, all right. And you know, I lived on the west side of Los Angeles for 16 years. Santa Monica, okay. Pacific Palisades, Malibu.
Yeah, Santa Monica. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is a beautiful stretch of real estate. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Kennedy, what is the best thing that has happened to you today?
Today, I think just slating this conversation with you, I think that's the best thing. That's a highlight of today.
Oh, thank you.
I don't chat, and I like the way it's going. I thought you're going to ask me also all sorts of things, mediation and arbitration, but I like the direction it's taking.
Well, we can talk about mediation and arbitration, but you know, it's a little more fun to get to know each other.
I like the way it's coming out because you shuffle the cards, and so you can't kind of prepare for the next question. It's just out of the blue, sort of.
Yeah. It's fun.
And so I like it. It's not what I expected, but I like it. So it's a highlight for me.
Good. I'm glad that you like the idle chat. My next question is, what do you like most about yourself?
What do I like most about myself? I mean, I just like me, and I think I like wow, goodness. what do I like most about me? I just like me. It comes in a package, I would say. I like what I've achieved. I like how I plan my day, and yeah, and I could go on and on.
Which is, I mean, it's a great subject. I think, you know, you're just a good human being, someone that's easy to like.
Okay.
So let's see. Is there anything that was common for you to have or observe when you were a child that your children think is strange or odd or is no longer common? What major thing has changed from the time that you were a child until now?
Oh my goodness. That's a hard one, Natalie. So what has changed that my children wouldn't like in me?
No, not in you necessarily, but in the world. So what was common when you and I were children, I think, is something like we spent more time playing outside because we didn't have computers and we didn't have the internet and we didn't have smartphones. And our children would think that it's strange to exist in a world without a smartphone.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I get it. In my time, you know, sure, televisions were rare, and no, storybooks were very common. So you could pick a storybook off the library and read it within the shortest time possible, exchange it with another friend, right? But my kids nowadays, they hardly love to turn the pages. They would rather everything is on the smartphone or on the tablet. And when I get them to try to read the, for example, the Asterix, the magazines that, you know, I mean, all sorts of cartoon magazines, they're not into that. So they find that very strange that I belabor that point upon them.
I hadn't thought about comic books.
I just bought them a hard copy of the Tintin series from an old Indian bookshop, but they find it very hard to turn the pages. They would rather watch, just Google and watch it on screen.
I think that is absolutely right. I think you're right. That is an enormous change in just one generation, isn't it?
It is.
It is, and I miss bookstores. I do. I miss bookstores. All right. Kennedy, are you handy in the kitchen?
Am I?
Are you handy in the kitchen? Yeah. Are you good at baking and cooking and preparing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you prefer baking or cooking?
Cooking.
Cooking. And what do you like to cook?
I love pan-fried lamb chops, roast potatoes, and I love to do the pasta too.
I'm coming to your house for dinner. That sounds really, really good.
You're welcome.
That sounds really, really good. Let's get one more. Here's a good question for you, Kennedy.
Okay.
What activity or what person or what thought always makes you happier? What cheers you up?
What cheers me up? a good conversation, when I'm having a good conversation with a friend or a new person, and just get to know them, what they're thinking, what they're feeling. I think that stands out for me.
That's lovely. You just like the connectivity.
The connectivity, you're right.
Yeah, it is important, isn't it? To have
It
other
is.
humans. Yeah, I think so. And Kennedy, my last question, it's the same for everyone who's on Idle Chat, is tell me something or tell me what it is that you love most about the resolution industry. What do you love most about what we do?
You know, what I love most about the industry is, you know, when I get two parties to agree or to resolve their dispute, I don't know, and they take credit for it, working hard to make sure they, you know, resolve their issues. And I just walk away, you know, knowing that, I mean, they're happy, they can live with their resolutions. That makes me happy.
That is a very good thing, my friend. Well, Kennedy, thank you so much for joining me for an Idle Chat all the way from the East Coast of Kenya. It was absolutely my pleasure to get to know you a little bit better.
My pleasure too, Natalie. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I hope to stay in touch. Thanks everyone for
Thank you.
watching.